I've never seen it.
I don't know if anything's ever changed my mind on anything.
No.
I see a good...
Reviews.
Do you watch
Yeah,
it?
that's true.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
I'm a sucker for those.
And I guess you just a second ago.
What do you mean?
You told me reviews, and I changed my mind on that thought. That something can change my mind.
Yeah.
So, okay. Anyways, this movie, this is going to be less of a thing. I just want to do this. So there's a Hallmark movie about the Kansas City Chiefs. And yes. There was no Hallmark movie about the Washington Commanders. I'm sorry, Danny.
Is that where you're from, Danny?
Yeah, I'm a huge Commanders fan.
Oh, okay.
And
Wait, they had that play that I saw that I loved the other day. This is
Book
a
of
real
Mormon?
thing.
Hamilton?
No, not like a play, like in football. Like like what was that thing that happened? It was like a Hail Mary touchdown.
like 10 weeks ago?
Yeah.
Yeah. You said that just happened. I'm like,
Well,
I
I don't watch other
was
football
incredible. It
games
was
except
incredible.
the Chiefs.
Yeah.
It was incredible. It made me go, I like those
that was
guys.
awesome because they put it on when the Chiefs game ended. They were like, we'll show you the end of Bears Commanders, and then it was the coolest thing of all time.
It was the coolest part about that play, and this is not what the podcast is about, and I do apologize, but the coolest part about that play is afterwards everybody explaining how like there was a play, they executed the play, and like if you watch it again, it's like there's a guy behind the scrum, there's a guy in front of the scrum.
The play was like play the
jumper,
tip.
like they did exactly what they practiced on like a play that like obviously is a 1%er, but it's like.
But it worked.
But it was like, but they actually practiced.
I hope
it.
they were like, we watched film and that Bears corner has such hubris.
Now
he
that
will go
also
taunt
happens.
the crowd and then run over and tip the ball. So this is going to be this is going to be a football centric episode because there's a whole Hallmark movie about the Chiefs who I grew up 5 minutes from the stadium where they play, so I've been watching the Chiefs since I can remember. And so this is going to be there's going to be references. I don't think there's a massive audience, just based on the discrepancy in numbers that Never Seen It gets versus my sports podcast. There's not a lot of overlap.
Okay.
As somebody who tried to do a sports podcast, the sports people are tough to
You
get
listen
over.
to the sports ones or you listen to everything else.
Yeah.
And so I don't know if there's a ton of overlap, but what has happened is the Chiefs have permeated society. Some would say not enough to have gotten this, and I would agree. But the Chiefs have been the exposure of the Chiefs is out of control, and it's sort of like if the golden goose only has a certain amount of time to live because the golden goose is hitting its head into other golden geese every Sunday, and eventually will have to retire
ankle,
or spraining, having a high ankle sprain. And so they're like, we need to get everything out of this that we can, put them in every commercial, and then last year with Taylor Swift, it just blew it up to like such an insane other echelon.
Platinum Goose.
The Platinum Goose, the double Platinum Goose Taylor's edition came out last year.
Well, I do think like Hallmark doesn't happen without Taylor Swift. Like this is a direct Taylor Swift.
They would not make it because the Hallmark to watch his football maybe exclusively because Taylor Swift Venn diagram is looks like a circle.
Yes.
And so they're just like, well, what do we do? And they announced they're making a movie called Holiday Touchdown.
Oh, great.
A Chiefs love story. They're not like making a movie about that the team happens to be red. Do you know what I mean? And we all know what they probably mean.
They got rights.
They're straight up like they're
It's the
filming this
Chiefs.
at Arrowhead Stadium.
They got
It's
rights.
the Chiefs.
They filmed it at Arrowhead.
Yeah. I think you could apply to go be. They're like, we'll pay you. You're allowed to come sit in the audience and be in the movie, and everyone just applied, and then they were like, oh, and we'll pay you. But people were just so excited to sit in the cold to be in the back of a movie.
Really?
That's so fun.
Yeah.
I think it's fun. I do want to
First
watch this.
Wow, that's crazy. Because
Not yet.
First off, I've never heard of a Hallmark movie filming outside Canada in centuries.
Or even outside.
That's very true.
That's
They will.
just
They will
one
cut
coffee
every
shop
exterior.
set.
They will cut every exterior.
Interior, the movie.
Yep.
Yeah, this is. I mean, this
filmed
was
it in KC?
Yeah, people could apply. I remember sending my sister the application if she wanted to go sit in the crowd for the Chiefs for Holiday Touchdown. A Chiefs. I get paid $1 every time I say it. For Holiday Touchdown, a Chiefs love story. And Jake doesn't have a microphone because there's 4 of us today. Jake, is there any equivalent to this for an English Premier League team where they've made fiction besides Ted Lasso, where they've made fiction that is like a pulpy fiction about it?
It's gonna be David Beckham and Victoria.
Oh, Beckham. Yeah, you're right. I feel like that's That is the close. I guess that is kind of the closest thing to this size, huh?
I was thinking, what about 80 for Brady? But that's kind of a true story.
Oh yeah,
But that's kind of a true story.
It's loosely based. It's loosely based.
Well, there's been sports movies made before.
Yeah.
But like,
Correct.
I'm trying to think of like.
But this is a
the
fantasy
love element is what's
love story
Really-
where the sports team is the center part.
Okay.
Yeah.
I really want to watch it.
Maybe
really
I
wanna
think
watch
we'll
it.
watch this as like the movie club thing for this year and talk
Okay,
about how it
great.
goes. So I was like, I didn't see the trailer. I do know Andy Reid is in it.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And
Yeah.
he's been doing really well
I
in the
think a
commercials.
cameo. Well, he's
Unbelievable in commercials.
He is in
he's
so-
funny.
Very funny.
He's in so many
Nuggies
commercials. People
pisses me off.
Yeah, it's-
don't like him,
it's
like
absurd.
the most likable guy.
Oh
People
my
don't like
God.
him?
People are just like, I'm so tired of Andy Reid.
Well, they're fucking
But they're
sad.
just saying that because he wins. That's
Yeah.
there's two. It's like I'm tired of Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes is the greatest. Seems like the greatest, most amazing person, amazing quarterback. I really don't have anything negative to say about him besides the fact that he just wins. Right?
Yeah.
So there's different types of hate. I hate
Mahomes
Andy
starts
Reid.
filming crowd work videos.
Where do you work? What do you do for work?
So I know who's playing Mahomes, and it's Danny.
Good Mahomes.
Come on. I worked on that in the car, hoping I get the part.
Really good.
Thanks, man.
It's really good.
Falling asleep while driving. You say you're tired driving.
Oh
You're falling
my
asleep while driving.
God.
What are you, Andy Reid's son?
Kyle, that's too far. Do we have a
never
too
make that
far
joke.
button,
I
Jake?
would
Too far
never
would have been
make
if he
that
made
joke.
it all the way
I
down
wouldn't
the
have
ramp
made that
onto
joke.
the
I never
highway.
would have thought of making that joke. Disgusting.
So this is going to be, but there's going to be a ton of specific football references
Here we go.
relative to the team, and that is what that's what this is. If it's I couldn't have done it. I'm not just going to. I don't know how I wrote it. There's a lot of Chiefs references. This might even be if you're a football fan, you'd be like, oh, I forgot about that levels
Cool.
of references potentially.
Wow, you were born to write this one.
There's really nothing I was born more to write than than this. You'll notice it's thick. It's 14 pages.
This is a thick one.
So the short film.
It's just a Wikipedia
I'm
page.
actually going to invoice Jono
Thick.
for the 14 pages of print that he did not consume.
Shit.
That's a lot.
All right. But yeah, so this is, this is the shortest. Is coming out on Monday, which is the 22nd.
Oh, okay.
And
Prime time.
so we will.
Primetime Hallmark.
So you guys, it's a little bit different thing. This is not as typical of a thing, but I wanted to write this because I'm the middle of the Venn diagram, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm happy for you that this exists.
It is crazy. It is crazy. All right. We'll and then we'll talk about all the stuff afterwards, but I want to get the script done here and see how. So let's cast it. Danny, would you play Chiefsaholic?
Oh, great! I love it already. Love it already.
Smart.
Phil,
Yeah.
you will be Officer 1.
Cool.
Bailey, you'll be Officer 2.
Yes.
Phil, you'll be Jackson Mahomes.
Okay.
Bailey, you'll be Donna Kelsey.
I would be honored.
And then let me see who else is
remember
in
this.
here. You're Chiefsaholic. Phil, you'll be Javon Belcher.
Of course.
I just don't like that. No one else. You just said that, and most people do not know.
I don't
It's
even
okay,
know.
It comes up.
What era is that from?
It comes up.
Okay.
It all comes up.
All right, cool.
Danny, you'll be Patrick Mahomes.
Okay. Sorry, dude.
Bailey, you'll be Chris Jones.
Yes.
At least I got to do it while we were like.
Phil, you'll be Travis Kelsey.
Jesus Lord.
And Andy Reid.
All right.
And
I'm not gonna remember this.
Bailey, you'll be Skeleton.
Okay.
Okay.
And
Sounds skinny.
Does that sound good?
Yeah.
Sounds skinny. Great. If you forget who it is, we can figure it out as we go.
No, we'll do it.
And then we got one sound cue Jake will hit when we get there. Here we go. Black screen.
Okay.
Exterior, the street in front of a bank. Day. It's a brisk winter day. Some Midwestern credit union. The only sound is wind cutting across fresh snow on the sidewalk and the occasional passersby. I actually don't know which one it is.
I don't.
Passersby.
Yeah, the other one looks like passerbies.
Passerbies.
As
It's
one
like
word.
just people walking.
Yeah, they're talking to one another. And
Just duck the word. This is classic script writing technique. Duck the word you don't know.
No. You put it in twice. It's a classic word count technique. Yeah, Kyle made the periods 18-point font in his own script. They're talking to one another. An eerie still sets in. Suddenly, a crash. Glass shatters. The front window of the bank breaks through, exploding all over the sidewalk. Standing in the now opened hole of the side of the bank window, we see Chiefs-aholic, a white man 30s, but impossible to tell because he's wearing a wolf mask. Accompanying the wolf mask is furry wolf arms and feet. This is not a sex thing. Nothing against that, but this is not that. I have been assured by many very secure people online this is a football fan thing, not a sex thing, dressing up like a wolf. On top of the full-on wolf furry outfit is a red Kansas City Chiefs sleeveless t-shirt, and over his legs are some kick-ass red, yellow, and white Chiefs Zubaz pants. Oh, nice. Chiefs-aholic steps out of the bank onto the sidewalk holding a bunch of bags with dollar signs on them. Cue Taylor Swift's Bad Blood.
'Cause baby, now we got bad blood.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Hell yeah.
Wait, I'm into this movie.
'Cause baby, now we got bad blood.
All right. Cut the music, title card, holiday touchdown, a Chiefs love story. Chiefs-aholic takes off down the street with his bags of cash. He gets to a crosswalk, but jaywalks and is hit by a bus. Smash to black, fade in, interior police car, or is this technically exterior? Anyways, moments later, Chiefs-aholic regains consciousness, handcuffed in the back of a police cruiser. He's a bit dizzy, roughed up from being hit by the bus. He spits some blood out, but it hangs on the edge of his lip. Bad blood cuts as the blood swings. I didn't want to do it too long because I feel like we'll get flagged.
Okay.
Bad blood cuts as the pendulum swings from his lip like a grandfather clock. The blood swings like a grandfather clock pendulum.
How'd you know it was me?
What?
How'd you know it was me who robbed those banks?
What do you mean, how?
We just got you from one of them. Like, you just fucking did it and we saw it.
I plead the fifth.
The officers look at each other confused. Chiefs-aholic sticks his head out the window and dangles it in the wind like that shot of the Joker from The Dark Knight. Bad blood plays again.
Can we?
Now we got bad blood. You know it used to be mad love. So take
I'm making it Christmas.
Yeah.
Cut to interior jail. Chiefs-aholic is tossed into a jail cell. The officers slam the bars behind him.
Get comfy, kid. You're going to be in there for a while.
The officers begin to walk away.
Hey, you want to go shoot someone and get away with it?
They high-five and leave the room. For a moment, Chiefs-aholic thinks he's alone, but then a voice calls out from a nearby cell. This is you.
What are you in for?
Good voice choice.
It just says voice.
Chiefs-aholic turns around and sees in the cell next to him Jackson Mahomes.
Gotcha.
You got to stick with it.
Okay.
Robbing banks. What'd they get you for?
Jackson Mahomes stands up. It's Patrick Mahomes' little brother. He's so fucking tall, it's insane. Like, what is up with kids like him and Barron Trump? Too damn tall. We have to do something about these ent-looking kids loafing around.
Me? Nothing. Honestly, nothing at all. And don't Google it. Don't even Google me. You can't even dance on a dead guy's memorial without people getting all pissed off.
Officer 2 returns, carrying a set of keys. He unlocks Jackson Mahomes' cell.
You're free to go, kid. Your brother bailed you out again.
Jackson Mahomes gritties out of the jail cell and then out of sight. Officer 2 turns to Chiefs-aholic.
No one came looking for you, kid.
He walks out of the room, leaving Chiefs-aholic alone. Time passes. He starts to fall asleep, fading in and out. As his eyes shut, we fade to black, fade in. Shot, eyes opening from Chiefs-aholic POV. Interior, still inside jail cell. Chiefs-aholic hears a voice.
Wake up, sleepyhead.
He fully opens his eyes, rubs them, and cannot believe who he sees. Shrouded in mist, a seemingly ethereal figure steps into frame. She shakes her head solemnly. Her general aura is very bright, literally. She is bright.
Donna Kelsey?
It's me, America's mom, trademarked.
Did you just say trademarked after calling yourself America's mom?
It's a trademarked name, and my agent told me to make sure nobody treads on my name so we can get this paper.
Chiefs-aholic totally understands.
So what are you doing here?
I came here to warn you. Tonight, you are going to be visited by 3 spirits. Your actions have consequences. Tonight, you will Tonight you will be visited by 3 spirits confronting the darkest moments in Chiefs history. Heed their warnings, or your fate may be the same as theirs, and your actions may affect all of Chiefs' kingdom for decades to come.
Chiefs-aholic takes this all in.
Why'd you come to warn me?
I'm the mom of a couple of guys who have a podcast. It's only logical that I am here.
I'm sorry to ask, but why are you so bright? Literally? Like, you're hard to see when I look at you.
It's an affliction. I am overexposed. All Kelseys are starting to suffer from it. Now I leave you. Heed the warnings of the ghosts of Chief Miss Past.
Get good at saying that. Because that word doesn't even have a red squiggle on my computer anymore. Chiefsaholic starts to fall asleep. After a moment, he reopens his eyes, and Donna Kelsey is gone.
What a fucked up dream. Can't believe I thought Donna Kelsey was really here. Ghost of Chief Smith's past? That's ridiculous.
We hear the sound of cleats clacking across the cement floor in the adjacent cell. Chiefsaholic, sitting on the floor back against the wall, looks over.
Get up, kid.
Who's there?
Out of the shadows steps a man in a number 59 white Chiefs jersey. It's former Chiefs linebacker Javon Belcher, but as a ghost zombie. Like a combination of a ghost and a zombie, or the ghost of a zombie, something like that.
Chiefsaholic, I'm the ghost of Chief Smith's past. And I'm
Are you
here-
making sure to do your Patrick Mahomes impression, even at like the complete
No,
expense
this
of the
sounds
whole
like
thing?
a guy named Belcher. Oh. I'm here to show you how the history of Chief's Kingdom has been smattered with joy, tragedy, victory, and so often with loss.
Belcher grabs Chiefsaholic's wrist through the prison bars, and the two fly up through the ceiling, up into the night sky. Exterior, the night sky, day. They are soaring across cities, fields, highways, everywhere. They come upon a small pond.
You see that? That's Critters Creek Pond. Seems pretty normal, right?
Chiefsaholic nods.
Well, tomorrow, June 29th, 1983, Chiefs young star running back Joe Delaney will try and save 3 children from drowning in that very pond, despite Delaney himself not knowing how to swim. He'll succeed in saving one of the kids, and he himself will die in the process.
A somber silence falls over the duo. They fly towards the horizon and settle over a seemingly mundane stretch of highway.
This may, like it said in the exposition, look like a seemingly mundane stretch of highway. But tomorrow, January 23rd, 2000,
Wait, I thought it was 1983.
time is fucked up when we fly around. Yeah. You get it. Anyway, on tomorrow, January 23rd, 2000, Chiefs legend Derek Thomas will be heading towards the airport. And in his hurry, he will get in a car accident that will ultimately lead to his death. He was one of the greatest pass rushers of all time, and even set the single-game sack record and is in the NFL Hall of Fame. But he died too soon. If only he'd been wearing his seatbelt during that crash. Who knows?
The two fly off, and a montage of Chiefs Miss Past unfolds, with Chiefsaholic and Javon Belcher witnessing it all from above. We see the Chiefs drafting Todd Blackledge instead of Jim Kelly or Dan Marino. We see a trio of losses to the Colts in the playoffs, including the goddamn Lynn Elliott game, with him missing 3 fucking field goals, and then they lose 10-7. 3, Lynn? Andrew Luck scores 35 points in a quarter and a half to knock him out. We see
remember that.
Jamal Charles' ACLs just floating in the wind. A wild, never-ending list of torture and disappointment all sailing through the sky. A montage so long, it seems like the author of the script is just trying to remind everyone that until Andy Reid and intern Patrick Mahomes came to town, the Chiefs were known as choke artists, or hapless disappointments, trotting out a string of failed quarterbacks and no-names. Javon and Chiefsaholic sail gently back into jail. Interior, jail cell, night. Javon Belcher drops Chiefsaholic back in his cell and stands up next to him.
See, Chiefsaholic, the history of Chiefs Kingdom is long, littered with tragedy and sadness. Don't become a part of that history.
Thanks, Javon Belcher.
And I know what you're wondering. Why is Javon Belcher here to usher me through this? He's just a regular linebacker from the Chiefs past. Well, I actually am part of some of the darkest times in Chiefs history.
Yeah, no,
I was part of the 2012 Chiefs team that went 2-14. Only 2 wins over the whole season.
Javon is shaking his head.
2 wins. What a disappointment.
There's a beat.
Well, yeah, I mean, that year you killed your girlfriend and then yourself and then shot yourself in front of the coaches and the GM at the stadium. And that was just like 12 years ago. One of the most tragic days in history of the city and the team.
All right, you slip up one day and it's all people fucking remember about you.
You had CT, right?
I can't remember.
There's a beat. Javon Belcher starts laughing.
Just a little CTE humor for you. Yeah, I did. That was all pretty fucked up. Well, enjoy the other ghosts.
Javon fades away. Chiefsaholic smirks to himself. Yeah, maybe see how many lines the character has before voice commitment.
I had fun.
I'm stuck with it. You notice I went very, very simple.
Yeah. Javon fades away. Chiefsaholic smirks to himself. That first ghost seemed like a pretty solid dude. There's a moment of silence in the cell, and then we hear a new voice.
Oh, hey, man.
Chiefsaholic looks up to see Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, Chris Jones, and Andy Reid standing in the hallway outside his cell.
Holy crap. Yeah, man. It's us. The ghosts of Christmas present.
We're supposed to show you the world now as Chiefs
Great,
fans.
Chris Jones.
Thank you so much. And how your actions could hurt things.
All right now, but honestly, it's pretty fucking awesome being a Chiefs fan right now. So
The group shrugs.
Electric.
Someday you'll look back and realize that right now is the good old days. And so enjoy it while you can. This is all pretty nuts.
Never in a million years could you dream that the team you grew up rooting for would be this good.
and everyone else is pretty annoyed by us right now, but that's okay. Just enjoy the ride, my man. All right now.
And stop robbing banks, or you'll pay the Patrick price.
You can be Andy Reid too, Phil. Andy Reid pulls out some chicken nuggets.
You want some of these nuggies?
If you bundle your home and auto insurance, you can save up to 20% with State Farm.
The old bundle Rooski. This Coast Visit has been brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wings.
The whole group chants.
Let's go Sports Ball. Get a free half dozen dry rub homeless
Homeless wings?
How does that make any sense?
Wow. First off, they're called unflighted.
All right. Those words, they look so similar on paper.
I guess.
All right now, get a free half dozen dry rub boneless wings with your next purchase if you say shake it off when you order.
So yeah, don't rob banks or whatever. Hopefully you figure your life out and we can see you at a Super Bowl parade sometime.
You'd certainly be the most dangerous person there, right?
The guys all fade out.
Damn.
Wow. I guess it's pretty good being a Chiefs fan right now. I should behave better.
Chiefsaholic looks around.
Well, where is this?
From his, just straight in front. Chiefsaholic looks around from his cell.
Well, where is this ghost of Chiefsmas future? What is yet to come for my favorite sport?
As Chiefsaholic's gaze makes its way around the stoic, quiet cell, he catches a glimpse in the adjacent. At first, it seems like nothing more than a trick of dim light, a shadow pooling unnaturally in the far corner. But then it shifts. The dark, crumpled mass stirs. Heavy folds of a tattered robe appear. Chiefsaholic is unable to make out anything except the faint outline of a robe, and under its hood, the glint of an eye, bone white and hollow, like the ghost of sight recessed in its socket. The figures move impossibly fluid but deliberate, dragging its robe across the cement floor, creating a whisper, the only sound in the room. It approaches the shared bars between their cells. A skeletal hand emerges from the sleeve, its bones pale, each joint in the finger creaking as it gestures Chief. Can you tell I've been writing a lot of Dungeons and Dragons exposition recently?
Yeah, dude.
It's good. I like the
Beautiful.
first
Beautiful.
one.
Each joint in the finger creaking as it gestures Chiefsaholic over.
Who are you?
There's no answer. Chiefsaholic approaches the bars.
Hey, you're not a player. You're not a coach. Not even a player's girlfriend or mom or whatever. So who are you? What does the future of Chiefsmas hold?
The skeleton lets out a whisper.
I am private equity.
Private equity?
The NFL has started allowing private equity investments in their teams. I am a parasite, a succubus that will replace everything you love about anything you love and then move on to my next victim.
I don't understand.
The skeleton touches his finger to Chiefsaholic's forehead, sucking us into one of those dreamlike things like Professor X would do with the X-Men. It's 2045. Chiefsaholic is floating over the new Qatar Airways Stadium, home of the Kansas City Chiefs, brought to you by FanDuel. Skeleton ghost of private
true.
equity's voice rings in Chiefsaholic's head.
You think that there's lots of commercials now? Well, wait until, in an effort to become even richer, your billionaire team owners sell off parts of their own teams to Saudi oil moguls. Who is your team's mascot? You can't tell anymore. The team name is hidden beneath a giant Nestle logo. It costs about $2,000 to stream every NFL game. The cheapest way to see your favorite team play is to get a job working at the stadium and stealing a glance between now legal whippings from your boss. Minimum wage has gone down too.
Wow, that sounds horrible.
It is, unless you're rich, which is why
We cut back to the jail cell. Skeleton removes his finger from Chiefsaholic's head.
I think you should keep robbing banks.
What?
These fuckers are all insured. Just don't shoot anyone, and it's basically a victimless crime.
And how else can any normal person afford to be a fan of anything anymore?
Chiefsaholic takes a beat and looks down, thinking to himself, that makes sense. He looks back up and the skeleton is gone. He feels an optimism run through his veins. He's ready to be a new man, one who robs banks for more than just himself. He calls out to the guards.
Officer, what day is it? Christmas. I didn't miss it, did I? What day is it?
Christmas Eve.
Oh, thank God. Officer, I'm a changed man. You have to let me go.
What? No.
Shit.
A moment passes and one of those Doctor Strange portal ring things appears in the center of his cell.
What the fuck?
Stepping out of the portal doing the Doctor Strange circle hand motion is Donna Kelsey.
Pretty cool, right? Tay gave me one of these. She just bought Disney for Travis for Christmas.
Okay.
Did you learn anything? Visited by the ghosts?
I'm not really sure.
Well, kid, we don't have time to pussyfoot around.
She tosses Chiefsaholic a recently printed ghost gun.
We've got to go free Luigi.
Chiefsaholic catches the gun and nods.
And I just looked up who the CEOs of Ticketmaster and Live Nation are. Spoiler, it's one company and one guy. How is that not a monopoly?
She tosses him another ghost gun and makes a Doctor Strange portal to Rikers Island in New York City.
Let's go get our boy.
Cut to black.
Yes! Oh my God.
Tragic.
Kyle, that was
See?
not only very
Yeah.
funny and very good, it seemed very healing and very for Chiefs Nation. It was very informative.
I watched a 30 for 30 about that guy who drowned saving those kids. That's
Joe Delaney?
it's really sad.
It is really sad.
Yeah, dude.
The first one was very sad all around.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's the thing about everything that's ever happened to any Chiefs fan is it's bad, and you should sympathize with us even now.
Let us have it.
No.
Come on.
It is crazy. All of that stuff can happen, and it's so good now. We deserve no sympathy.
Yeah.
Well, it's like, you go through those things, and then you get to a period like this, and it's like, yes, those things happen, and that, that allowed.
Yeah.
But no,
It's just kind of how it goes for most of the
sympathy
teams.
time
It
is
kind of
over.
has,
So
yeah.
you don't give a shit that Derek Thomas died.
Let me tell you something. I wish it hadn't happened, but also, you won 3 Super Bowls. 4, 7.
No, it is. There's like a Super Bowl to sympathy counter.
Yes.
Because after one,
yeah.
you're cool.
That's
Then
good.
after they lost, they didn't win for a couple and won another one. Everyone's like, that's fine. We really don't like Nick Sirianni, so everyone's like rooting for the Chiefs against the Eagles. And then last year, you felt the levee break. You could just, I think, a combination of the exposure and the Chiefs being everywhere
Yeah.
and the ads
Yeah.
and the back-to-back. People were just like, we're tired. And the draft.
Yes.
And, nothing bad happened, especially if you don't count someone dying at the parade, which I don't.
Yeah.
I do.
The
You put that in there too. That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. The commercial I'm in, Chiefs are the punchline.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
hating them.
DraftKings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, of course, DraftKings would do that. We pay the refs. That was my alternate ending was going to be to rob banks to pay the referees.
That's fine.
And I was like, this is getting even just too. I'd rather just.
I thought there was going to be a romance. I was devastated there wasn't.
He's in love with the idea of what he thought the world could be.
I also thought there was some chemistry between him and the skeleton.
Yeah.
I liked your whisper was very like hoarse whisper, and then you saw how many lines you had, and it just turned into like a regular
abort.
voice. Yeah.
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 Oh yeah. Well, him and the skeleton, it's a.
They
Like,
gonna
what do you
fall.
call it? Like a situationship.
Yeah.
Okay.
No labels.
It is a weird. It is. I mean, it is an absurd thing that there is a Hallmark movie. I don't know if there's any other
Insane.
pop culture moments. I'm coming this with no Hallmark movie knowledge at all, except that all the posters look the same. But I don't know if there's any other like pop culture moments where they turned them into like Hallmark, like a full on. I can't think. Like, was there a Hallmark movie about people who didn't agree on what color that dress was?
Yes. So that was a
That's-
big.
Where someone dates the guy who killed Cecil the lion's the dentist that killed him. Someone dates his kid or something. I don't have a lot of pop culture touch.
Those are the big ones.
You nailed it.
I can't even think of what else there.
What else?
Harambe. There, honestly, I could see there being one for something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
It's Harambe, but it's
B-A-E.
B-A-E. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just a
Brilliant.
Harambe.
But wait, what was? I feel like they have done some like that. I do. I know the Hallmark world decently.
Yeah.
Mom, huge fan.
Hallmark from Kansas City.
Really?
It's a Kansas City company.
Wow.
Shout out
So
to
I'm sure that would probably, honestly, that probably had some strings to be pulled for the
Yeah.
filming in the stadium and
I'm
doing all the
sure.
stuff around. And but yeah, they're a Kansas City company. We would go there and down in Crown Center as like a field trip. You know, a fun field trip when you
cool.
go look at cards.
Oh yeah. Great. And this one's for a retirement party.
yeah, yeah,
Wow.
yeah. But it's empty. They just tell you it will be. You're just looking at folded paper.
Like, you might not believe this. Someday, this is going to be a card.
They do a gender reveal party, but for what card it'll be. Like, I don't know what card to bring. So what else about Hallmark? What's insight you bring to how Hallmark movies are? You knew they were all filmed in Canada. For the most part.
So I
didn't
also know a
that.
lot of people have acted in them.
Yeah.
Great, fascinating business model they have up there. But they make really good stuff, actually. They make like for what they do like really well, and it's very repetitive.
I don't see a difference between how I feel about it and most stuff on Netflix. And I don't mean that I mean that as like I'm lowering one and raising the other. To me, where I'm just like Netflix looks like they're churning out stuff that costs the same, that reuse it. They're just trying to make the same stuff every time, and it feels like Hallmark is at least like yeah, but we know we are.
And that's the thing. Hallmark is making movies at a
Do they have a streaming
rate-
service?
Yeah.
Is it like their own thing? Like,
Hallmark Plus, girl.
is it called Hallmark Plus Girl?
Yeah.
They make you pick. That's the only problem with them is they do shove you into one.
Sure. I
gender.
also think they had like their first gay one like a year ago, and
Wow.
Seems a little
They
late.
put out one gay
They've been-
one, and they're
they've
like, we
been
have to do a full-on
slow.
NFL trademark themed one.
Yeah.
We lost Harrison Butker's wife, and we have to go back and get her. Where is she? We know where she is. She's
Yeah.
not
Maybe
getting-
there's some
Yeah.
Butker not get in here.
I was kicking that can down the road.
Sure.
What about Gerbach?
He honestly, that's how sad Chiefs quarterbackdom was. As I started to list them out, and it was starting. You're like, because the Chiefs chose to keep Elvis Gerbach over Rich Gannon, who then won MVP the next year for the Raiders and took them to the Super Bowl.
Sure.
And this is just
Backup
the thing
quarterback for the
backup
Washington
quarterback.
Yes.
Commanders.
Yes.
Oh.
For the Chiefs, and then the Raiders, and then the start of the Raiders was great, and then the Commanders in the end. They had all this just kept happening with the Chiefs with quarterbacks. They didn't have a quarterback they drafted win a playoff game from 1983 until Mahomes.
Yeah, listen, I'm in the
That's why I didn't list all the quarterbacks, because quarterback was like their notorious insane thing.
Right. It's too obvious.
Don't get me started. I'm gonna get heated.
There's,
Come on, give it to us,
Maybe
give it to us.
I should have honestly just asked Patriots fans to come, because Washington fan.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm in the middle of the Ghost of Chiefs Miss Past right now.
Yeah, you guys are more in the middle of like a lot of the day after tomorrow.
Yes.
Is how your stadium is.
Yeah. Well, at least it might. Did it end up in the bill? Does anyone know the House spending bill?
Oh, I don't know.
We
To
were-
build a new stadium in DC.
It was
Yeah.
part of the initial one. It was part of the things Elon was like, I'm sorry, what? And we were like, really?
Hey, buddy, we just do these ones.
The fucking RFK? You can't let us have our old stadium back?
The CFC's put off by the
Yeah.
That would have been a good Jackson Mahomes voice. I should have done that. I should have done that. Yeah.
JMJ.
I got no idea what that kid sounds like.
No,
No,
I haven't
me
heard him
neither.
outside of court.
But Hallmark, it's all indoors, and but they make them fat. I mean, I think they do 25 movies in December.
That's incredible.
Jesus
That's
Lord.
so
Right, like
many.
they have like an advent
Yeah,
calendar
bam,
for
bam,
New Year
bam,
original
bam.
movies.
There's some comfort to that of like, I know what this is going to be. I know what this is. I know how long it's going to be.
Yeah.
I'm going to
Yep.
sit down with my little popcorn.
My mom loves
love
it.
that. Yeah.
My mom loves it.
Very
And
formulaic.
Every
and
time a
even
friend
the
of mine
twist.
is in one, it's probably like the biggest
Yeah.
pop from her.
Who?
Like anytime, like
Oh,
of
yeah.
my acting friends and like the things they've accomplished. If one is in a Hallmark movie, my mom is like, "Wow."
Dude, are you trying to get on one then? That would
I would love to be
for
in
your
a
mom.
Hallmark
That'd be
movie.
so cool.
I would love to be in a Hallmark movie. I ain't their type, but
With that voice, I love you.
but
Come on.
I would love to do it if they wanted to
Yeah.
take a real wild swing with one.
Yeah.
But that is famously not their thing.
Yeah.
This company that makes the same thing over and over again, I'm really there in case they want to change it up.
Yeah. So I guess that's my concern.
They made 25 of the same thing this month.
You don't think you have a part? You don't have to be like the romantic lead. But is there a part you could be?
Yeah. I could be the goofy friend. The problem is they film everything in Canada, so that guy is usually a Canadian.
Yeah.
They don't
Yeah.
usually bring that.
Yeah,
guy.
whoever has like recently opened up for John Doerr is just booking those roles.
Because I would do that in 2 seconds. I would do a Hallmark movie just for my mom.
Absolutely.
Now, Danny, would you take this really good, well-paying, solid acting work?
Oh, the side character is not going to be that well paying in a Hallmark movie.
You'll be there for an hour.
Yeah, I'll make some, but
Like, how do we get you to make Tim Allen Home Improvement sounds without anyone knowing that's what we asked you to do?
I could do it.
Yeah, I know nothing about them. I know nothing about Hallmark. I don't know anything about what happens in this movie. If I had to, because I just obviously want to do Christmas Carol and Chief. We didn't even talk about Chief Saholic. People might not even know who that is.
Oh yeah, that's
such a
important.
massive thing.
It's crazy.
He's a bank robber who robbed banks as he followed the chiefs around the country in the wolf mask he wore to the games.
Crazy.
And it took them
Too long.
and that's the thing. When it got revealed, at first it was like, wait, this super fan.
He robbed a bank, and they're like, no.
He robbed all banks. But then the more they were like, no, every single place, the way they figured it out is that every single place the Chiefs went,
He robbed a bank on the driving route to the stadium of their away
Lord.
game.
to the stadium, and
Pretty good.
in the costume that he was famous for wearing. And it was
The
like,
wolf costume, because Casey Wolf is their mascot.
so it's like,
Yeah.
and it took them years to
a
figure
long,
this out.
long,
To be like
long
this
It can't be
wolf.
that easy.
It can't be.
And he's like, I don't have any of the money to pay because he's in jail for 17 years.
Oh yeah.
And he's like, he doesn't have any of the money to pay back because he spent it all on very good NFL tickets. That's how much tickets are to the games.
Yeah.
Is you can rob banks and pay for just yourself to go to
Honestly,
some
like,
of them.
What a good life! Like you just go to all the
Oh,
Chiefs
his
games,
whole-
best seats, and then you get to just like
Yeah.
kind of chill in jail
His
for a
whole-
little bit. No
His whole Twitter
responsibilities.
profile, people found, because he's like a Chiefs. These super fans, people know them off their little. He has season tickets. He's
he
here.
was famous.
People
I
knew him. People knew him and he has whole Twitter. People were just like, "How you keep going to all these games?" And he was literally like, "I have my ways." Like he kept saying that on Twitter all the time. He kept. People were just, and then the reason
wanted it.
they found
Yeah.
him was he missed a game. Or they like linked him to it was because he missed a game in one of the bank robberies. Like didn't go and it was like everything lined up like a Law and Order SVU. And then it was just because I actually got on Pat McAfee just for like posting something about this story. Yeah,
Oh, I texted you. I remember I texted
it's like
you
the
being
most
"Are you
anyone
kidding
I
me?
went to
You
high
were-"
school has ever seen me since I did Bob and Tom Radio.
Yeah. I was pumped.
And they were like, "You're a Pat McAfee talk about this guy." I'm like, "Well, I'm not talking.
Yeah.
It's a tweet.
It's just like going through my tweets about the story."
Yeah.
But you were the first person to be like,
Are we going to talk about this?
Yeah.
I was definitely the first person with over like 1,000 followers.
Yes.
Or reach outside of the like where they have a Chiefs podcast and follow other people with Chiefs. You know what I mean? The first
Yeah,
person
yeah.
who's like Chiefs and
Yeah.
Yes.
to post about it, and it really picked up. And then I don't know if I helped. He had been caught, but I was just like, if you look, he's tweeted about this. If you do any research, it's literally all right here. It was like an episode, the worst episode of Serial. But it happened in an hour because he left
Very
all of it
quick.
right there. He's like, "How do you do this? I find money." Was like one of his tweets.
Would you ever? I feel like that's so funny. Would you? You should do like a serial about him.
Oh my god, yeah.
There's already a 30 for 30 coming out about him,
Oh, really?
and like all this stuff. Oh,
This is the
anytime
theme song. It's just
That's pretty good.
It's like pretty
here
close.
I am, the bank robber, here to steal your cash. I'm
You
holding
make
up
it
one
Christmas
candle.
themed?
Yeah. Oh, I thought that's what you were playing.
No, I was trying.
I know what you're doing.
The cereal theme song.
And then the phone
I've
call
never
comes
listened
in,
to
right?
Serial.
Yeah.
That's what you're.
I haven't
Yeah.
listened
It's
to it
actually
before.
spot on if
I
you
had to
listen
remember.
back.
I had to remember the serial too song.
Hey, Jake, can you play a full episode of Serial right now?
You ever
yeah.
listen to serial?
No.
Oh,
You guys ever eat
Phenomenal.
cereal?
Yes.
dude, totally.
I had
All
Lucky
right, give me a
Charms
time
last
code to
night.
cut that.
All right. My great joke.
Yeah. So
I don't think so. Go ahead.
I don't. It because this got immediately. Every right of everything was made to make immediately. I think there's like the scripted version and the 30 for 30 and like all this. People. There'll be a documentary about every minute that's ever happened soon. And so I'm like, this is already well and gone, and people. But I forgot we didn't preface who that was when he was the main character of the entire script. Was he robbed banks?
Yep.
Which is
He's
incredible.
a legend. Yeah.
I also he was my Luigi before Luigi.
Yeah.
I like tweeted something. I'm like, that's just like that's how expensive it is to go to the Super Bowls. This guy robs banks. He's kind of a hero. And then someone's like, some of those bank tellers could have been really scared. I think it was like a manager of the bank actually
my
tweeted at me.
God.
It's like I managed one of the banks and they could have been scared.
Chill out. You
I'm like,
guys
dude, if
have
I ran a
so
bank,
much
I'd
money.
leave the drawer open.
Yeah.
It's not mine.
For your own safety.
So
leave
that
it
was the
open.
whole thing.
What's the
That's the
FDIC
way he was
for?
able to do it. Was that they were like,
It's like Carmela depositing $9,999 in The Sopranos. Like,
Yeah.
you know, this isn't going to show up. We only do 10,000 more. That's exactly what it's like. Anyways,
Yeah.
good show.
The Sopranos.
Great script.
Can you do that?
We're here with Danny Jolles, who has an exclusive. The Sopranos is.
Hey, it's Sopranos show.
Is this?
This is
good.
cereal.
Oh, I can't hear.
This is what's going to get me flagged more than Taylor Swift.
I don't think this
Danny,
will
it
get you
sounds
flagged
like
more
just
than
like what she
Taylor
was
Swift.
doing.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's going to get me flagged.
I
before.
listened.
We got old
was up
episodes used to get flagged all the time and taken off of Apple Podcasts because it would just play copyright music the entire time.
Like the whole podcast.
Just lots, and sometimes just in the background when we talked about other stuff.
I think you can play like a few seconds of like.
There's all these rules, but then
Yeah.
they change the rules every 5 seconds. They don't alert you to the rule changes. Don't get me started.
Merry Christmas.
No, anyone can say if they have anything they want people to check them out. This is the time to do it. Danny, anything you want to do?
Oh, sure.
You gonna be anywhere? This will be Tuesday, Monday.
Monday, Tuesday. Have a gosh darn great holidays. First off, secondly, just follow me on social media at Danny Jolles. Go see me live. I'll be on the road a bunch this year. I'm not going to say specific dates, but just go and look and see if your city's on there, and also just get on my mailing list. Also, you can see me on the next season of Hacks. Most importantly, stand-up comedy is like hockey. It is good to watch on TV. It is better live. Please look up your local comedy club.
And mostly white.
Look up your local comedy club. Find the next 4 comics. Make sure you can find 10 minutes uninterrupted of one of them. If you can find 10 minutes uninterrupted of stand-up of theirs, go buy a ticket. Go see live stand-up comedy. It's the best thing on earth. It'll change your life. You'll never stop going.
I love that.
What a spiel. How do we follow this?
I guess you don't, Bailey. Anything
Yep.
you want to say?
Nope.
I've ruined so many of these.
Phil, anything
Been
better
doing that
than the
speech for a
general
while now.
consensus of our art form? All is one and
Yeah. Have you heard of Instagram? Follow me at I am Phil Morris. I do stupid videos.
great.
And let me say this thing about comedy. Comedy, when you get down to it, it's art, it's joy, it's love. And if you want to make a difference,
You're yawning.
when does this end? No, I got nothing.
There's no way to make a difference, everybody. Have a wonderful day. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
I've never seen